Hello everyone. Apologies for the re-release, but YouTube took down my original video due to the content, which is the gesture that Tess Holliday did on the catwalk. So YouTube deemed that content inappropriate. Therefore, I had to censor that part and thus re-release the video. So I'm sorry if you saw the original already and you got notified that I had a new video, because I don't. But for those of you who enjoyed watching it the first time and want to watch it again, well, I'm happy to serve you. So on with the video.
One of the most asked questions I get is, are you still modeling? And I just wanted to answer that really quickly. I am not really still modeling because I have been pushed out of the space. And it's probably because of my size. It's probably because of my age, or because I have a loud mouth and I speak about things that we should all give a shit about. But regardless, no, I don't really model anymore.
Hello YouTube, and welcome to the Body Honesty Project. My name is Lydia, and today we are talking all about Tess Holliday and her dwindling modeling career. Because recently she posted on TikTok that she's being pushed out of the modeling industry. And I have to question, is she really being pushed out? Or is she simply no longer able to do the job? Because it's easy to cry discrimination if you're not getting hired to work. But if you look at yourself and see, what work am I actually able to accomplish? Maybe the fault is on you and not the employer. Because Tess works as a model, and a model has two jobs: to show off a designer's designs and to sell product. So when we think about showing off a fashion designer's clothing line, what ways can you do that? Well, you can either walk the catwalk at a fashion show, or you can pose for print ads. And if you're selling product, you can either model the product that you're supposed to be selling and or be a spokesperson for the product. So with those four aspects of modeling, let's see how well Tess can do those things. Now, the first one being ability to walk the catwalk. And the best models have the best walks. They swing their hips and they sashay across the stage and they own it. Now, back in 2020, Tess did walk the catwalk, and she looked like this. Kind of lumbering, not really sashaying, and a little grotesque. And since then, Tess has put on even more weight. And this is the way that she walks now. And yes, I know that that's not on a catwalk, but who wants their clothes shown off by a waddle instead of a strut? And it's not just because Tess is plus size. There are other plus size models that can sashay across the stage, like Ashley Graham. So when a designer is looking for a plus size model to show off their clothing line, do they really want it represented by someone who's going to lumber across the stage like Tess? Or someone that can wear the clothing confidently and really show it off like an Ashley Graham? The other way that a model can show off a fashion designer's clothing line is through print ads, which involves posing. Now, Tess in her heyday still only had a handful of poses. I mean, she's mastered the backpack, the one-arm backpack, and the over-the-shoulder backpack. And that's about it. I mean, maybe 5 years ago she was doing some poses while she's sitting on the floor, but at her size now, I don't know if she could get up if she got down there. And the fact that in her heyday, she still had very, very, very few poses to choose from, nowadays, it looks like it's even less. I mean, the poses from her modeling boot camp look even less inspired than the photos she was taking before. So let's move on to selling product. Well, a few years ago, Tess Holliday had a contract with Fabletics, and she was modeling all of their stuff and preaching about how great Fabletics was. Well, if you go on the Fabletics website, their max size is a 4X, meaning it goes up to a size 24. And a number of years ago, Tess said that she was a size 26. And she's only gotten bigger. So is the reason why Fabletics is no longer using you because it's discrimination? Or is it because you no longer fit in their top size? How are you going to model clothing that doesn't fit you? And I'm guessing that this is probably true with other brands that Tess has worked with in the past, that she used to fit in their top size and no longer fits in their top size, so what the hell is she supposed to model for them? And of course, there's the other aspect of modeling, which is spokesmodeling, being in commercials and being an advocate for a certain product. But when you run your mouth like Tess,
This is just an unfriendly reminder that men do not deserve women. They don't. Because we're doing all this and they don't even wash themselves off in the shower. Okay, bye.
and behave like Tess, what brand wants to be associated with that?
I always thought that I overate. But then people in my life would say, oh yeah, I eat more than Tess. And it was almost like I wore it as a badge of honor. Share my eating disorder diagnosis. And obviously the world had a lot to say because I'm fat. And fat people just can't be anorexic.
I mean, what brand wants to be associated with the deliberate spread of misinformation? So, I don't believe that Tess was pushed out of the modeling industry. I think that she just no longer has the skills to survive in the modeling industry. But let's see what Tess has to say. One of the most asked questions I get is, are you still modeling? And I just wanted to answer that really quickly. I am not really still modeling because I have been pushed out of the space. And it's probably because of my size. It's probably because of my age or because I have a loud mouth and I speak about things that we should all give a shit about. But regardless, no, I don't really model anymore. That's why I've been doing other things. And you have to do other things in this industry. And one of my fans said, you push me out of the room, I'll build a new one, and I will. I will keep fielding of dreams my way through this but it's just the reality, and it's sometimes very difficult reality to deal with. You can tell I've been crying. It's been one of those mornings. I was just on live talking about all of this, but you know, it's just one of those things that I can let it be soul destroying, or I can just keep getting up and fighting, and I'm gonna keep doing that. So if you see me pop up and you like what I'm doing and you've been a fan of mine for a long time, you can check out the new things I'm doing. I'm doing a series every Friday called Diversity, where I interview folks in the industry that are actually making change and steps towards diversity and inclusivity, which is massively important, so that hopefully in the future, folks like me don't get pushed out of spaces that we definitely belong in. So yeah, I love you guys, and I appreciate the support that you have shown me throughout my career, and I don't want to start crying again. You know, work has not been as busy as I may have hoped, but I know that next year it's going to be even better because I refuse to just sit at the house and do nothing all day. But I love you guys, and yeah, I wouldn't be here without you guys. So she's now doing other things. So is one of those other things grifting your fans? Because this past summer, Tess ran 2 workshops on modeling. And the first workshop she ran cost her fans $600 to attend a 2-hour session, 1 hour glam, and 1 hour photo shoot. 1 month later, she ran the exact same session, only this time she included a gift bag and charged them $2,000 for the same session, 1 hour glam and 1 hour photo shoot. Oh, and there was a hug. Don't forget the hug. The hug is very, very important. And during this model shoot, it wasn't just about self-esteem. People were coming to get tips from Tess to advance their modeling careers. So Tess Holliday, with all of her fame, cannot get work now. Yet, she's selling the hope of helping other people with their modeling careers? I mean, if the woman can't get work herself, how is she supposed to help you? Doesn't this sound like just a big grift? that, hey, I can't make any more money modeling. I'm crying my eyes out because I can't be a model anymore. So guess what? I'm going to teach you how to also not be a model. This is shady as hell. So I guess that Tess is now getting the realization that all of us knew all along. She never really was a model. She was a sideshow. Something that the media could latch onto because it was sensational. Not because it was good, but because it was sensational. And Tess does not possess the skills that a model needs to have. And I'm not even talking about her weight. She can't walk the catwalk. She can't pose correctly. And with her existing size, she is outsized plus size. So whose fault is it that she doesn't have work? This is no different than any other industry. I work in high tech, and I hear it all the time from the older people. We're getting pushed out because of the young ones. Are you really? Or did you let your skills get out of date? Because technology changes, and if you only keep your old skills, of course you're going to get pushed out. But if you stay with the times and evolve and develop your skills with current skills, you'll still have a job. Tess's job to model included being able to walk, being able to pose, and being able to sell. If you can't do those things, you don't get to keep your job. It's not discrimination, it's ability. And if she was truthful with herself, she would see that. If you're interested in learning more about Tess Holliday's modeling scam, I made 2 videos right over here. And if you want even more Tess Holliday, well, I have a whole playlist dedicated to that woman that you can find over here. So, until next time, stay body positive, but also body honest.